Okay, continuing with my 1982 custom drive time football league. Ron's Dallas Cowboys are on the road to face John Mikulas's Cleveland Browns. So John is a subscriber, a viewer. I had said we had a Cleveland team that was unaccounted for, did not have a coach, and John has stepped in to become the coach. So thank you, John, for watching and for subscribing and for caring about this little project. So we have got a coach now for Cleveland. Cleveland is 2-0, so not a difficult job to take, right? As Cleveland is getting the job done. Dallas is 1-0-1, having tied the Raiders in the last game. So we're going to flip a coin here. We're going to find out who wins the toss. Tails for Dallas. Ronnie and Freddie were always tails never fails. Yep. And Ronnie is once again right. Dallas scored 226 points. They gave up 145. They really are a great team. They were 6-3. They have really good red zone here. I think Dallas would want to score as fast as possible. So we're going to have Dallas actually take the kickoff. So Cleveland will kick off. And Dallas, DC, is taking the ball. They do not have a kick return for a touchdown, nor a punt return for a touchdown. So we will assume an average kick return out. And it's going to be the Cleveland defense stepping up in the dog pound. This would have been Cleveland Municipal Stadium, I believe, in 1982. I can't remember exactly. But Cleveland's defense is on it, and it's going to be picked off. So Danny White, look at this. Cleveland, who is 2-0 in this little 82 set, is going to get an interception. Again, this will be Frank Minifield, baby. Intercepted by Minifield. I've talked about this before. This particular defense for Cleveland was one of my favorites. And my second favorite quarterback tandem was Minifield and Dixon. Absolutely love these guys. And they have a shot to take it back to the house. So Minifield jumps this and will get it out into Dallas territory. But Cleveland with cheering fans as John, again, if I get this wrong, forgive me, Mikulas. So I'm sorry if I'm butchering your name. I'll call you John. How about that? All right, so here he goes. He sends out his quarterback, Brian Sipe, with Mike Pruitt and Charles White at the halfback position. Ozzie Newsome. And let's see, that is Fager? I can't quite read my own handwriting there. Fager and Logan, of course, Dave Logan, Colorado Hall of Famer. Colorado State Hall of Fame. Here we go. Snaps the ball. It's going to be the Cleveland offense. 3. Fumble. Ball pops loose as Charles White gets the ball and gets hammered by Randy White, and Brunig falls on the ball. And folks, it's back-to-back turnovers as these two teams measure each other, and the defenses are proving out right now. Dallas takes over. They can return this fumble with a 2 or a 3. Oh, touchdown. Cowboys scoop it up. Randy White makes the hit. Brunig pushes away defenders. Guys trying to scoop it up. And Everson Walls scoops and score. Walls a fumble return TD, folks. And their extra point is automatic. They have scored on a Cleveland possession. Dallas gets the ball next. Despite that, so, folks, it is 7-0. Dallas does get the next possession as we just alternate no matter what happens here. Dallas goes next, even though it's it's an abstract concept, but it's going to even out as they get their possessions. Dallas gets the ball on the next possession. Oh, and Cleveland fans now in shock as 8. Picked off, though. Danny White, back-to-back possessions in which it is intercepted. This one by Hanford Dixon. Unbelievable. And he has a shot to take it back to the house. No, he gets hammered. But Cleveland with 2, Dallas with 2 offensive drives, both end in interceptions by this incredible secondary of Cleveland. But unfortunately, a fumble was scooped up by Everson Walls, and he raced back to the house in Cleveland. Cleveland takes over on the short field. They're going to go 7. 7 is picked off right back. Brian Sipe drops back. Looks for Ozzie Newsome. It's picked off by Brunig as he tries to dink it into the flat. And Brunig gets the interception. Folks, if I roll a 3, they're taking it back to the house. Oh my gosh, no, my land. Oh no, Sipe was picked off by them. 3. That would have been sad if Dallas had scored on 2 defensive scores. Holy cow, Dallas has a chance to get another drive here. They do. So Dallas will get another drive with a chance. Holy cow, we have had White picked off, fumble return, a fumble by White, picked up by Walls and returned. White throws another interception. Sipe throws an interception. This is one of the craziest defensive games I have ever seen. Holy cow, the Cowboys now. Defense 3 is picked off. White intercepted for a 3rd time. Oh my God, this is Clay Matthews. He's dumping it down to Dorsett, and Clay Matthews snatches it out of the air. And no, he doesn't return it for a touchdown. In Cleveland, do they get their drive? They do get their drive. And this will wrap up the first quarter. My God, what a crazy quarter. Cleveland, can they score? 3-7 is going to be picked off again. Sipe, I cannot believe the number of interceptions we're seeing here. Brian Sipe intercepted. This will be by Klinkskel. I'm running out of, I can't, I'm going to have to start digging out books and looking this up. Do the Cowboys take this back to the house? No, they don't. My God, folks, the first quarter is an absolute nightmare for quarterbacks. Danny White, so Ronnie's Dallas team picks off Sipe twice, scoops up a fumble and scores. But his precious Danny White, as Ron loved Danny White and loved his Cowboys, White throws a pick, and a pick. Oh my God, that's just crazy. Holy cow, folks. The Cowboys are up 7-0 on a defensive score, and fans in Cleveland are spitting because they want to get the taste out of their mouth. Things have got to get better. Dallas gets the ball and goes to work. It's going to be 4. 4 is a punt. Okay, we avoided a turnover for the first time. Cleveland does not have a punt return. It's going to be defense 5. It's going to be red zone. Uh-oh, Cleveland drives it down into the red zone. Brian Sipe executes a beautiful drive, getting him down with Logan Newsom and some handoffs. What can they do in the red zone against this defense? It's going to be 10. 10 is going to be a field goal. So they set up, and Matt Barr is going to bring him out of there with some semblance of some offense. And that helps at 7-3. Cleveland is 2-0, folks. They are not in the mood to choke here at home. It's going to be 6. Defense 9 is punt. So Dallas forced to punt again. And Cleveland takes over with 3. 3 is going to be another fumble. Come on, Cleveland. You got to stop it. That's going to be Brian Sipe. As a fumble lost. Is Randy White, the Manster, is going to hit him, pop him, and recover a fumble. Can they take this fumble back to the house? No, they cannot. But DC now, we got to roll. Does DC get their next drive? They do. Does time run out? It does not. So DC will get another drive. Cleveland at home. They're on a short field. Cleveland defensive 11s forces a turnover on downs. So Dallas stalls in no man's land. Cleveland gets their next drive. Do they run out of time? They don't. So Cleveland takes control with plenty of time on the clock. Brian Sipe goes to work. It's going to be defense 11. Turnover on downs as Cleveland goes for it in no man's land. And the time expires. End of half. My gosh, Dallas scores nothing and Cleveland puts 3 on the board. This has been a low-scoring couple of games. My last game this morning was 7-6 as somehow the Bears hold the Miami Dolphins to 6 points. And here, Dallas struggling mightily with 1, 2, 3 Danny White interceptions. But Cleveland has had 2 lost fumbles and 2 interceptions. My gosh, Cleveland has finished 1 drive, and that was a kick for a a field goal. Holy cow. Cleveland gets the ball to start the second half. I don't know if that's a good thing, the way they're turning it over. It's going to be the defense 5. Red zone, there it is. So Brian Sipe goes to work. The Dallas defense leaves holes out there in his own defense for Brian Sipe to take advantage of. 9. It's going to be another field goal. So unfortunately, they can't come away with a touchdown, but they close the gap. As it is now 6-7, Cleveland leads by, Dallas leads by 1. As Cleveland closes the gap on an opening drive in the third quarter, the Cowboys go to work. It's going to be a red zone trip. Uh-oh. Danny White passes his way down into the red zone. and it's going to be a field goal. So we got Septien adding to their lead. It's now a 4-point difference as Cleveland goes to work. Cleveland's going to go 8. It's going to be a punt. Dallas gets the punt. They go to work. It's going to be 7. So red zone play. Oh, Dallas is starting to warm up, folks. And we're looking at a missed field goal. What? Septien, one of the best kickers, misses a field goal. Must have been a long one out as it starts to die like an ugly duckling. Fades to the left, and it misses in 2 categories, both distance and direction, as it must have been a long one for Septien. Cleveland, do they get their next drive? They do not. So Cleveland does not get their next drive. Does Dallas get their next drive? They do. Uh-oh. Dallas with another drive. It's going to be offense 4 as a punt, and that's going to end the quarter, folks, as we get a field goal from both sides. It is Dallas 10, Cleveland 6, and we go into the fourth quarter as Cleveland needs to score a touchdown to make this interesting. Here we go. Cleveland with the ball. It's going to be defense 5. This could be good. Red zone, so Cleveland, again, finding holes in the Dallas defense. 8 is going to be a missed field goal, though, for Barr. That does not help Cleveland. That would have given Cleveland, well, it would have put them within 1 point of Dallas, but he's going to miss the field goal, which is probably not a big deal. Dallas goes to work. It's going to be offense 8. Picked off, so Danny White intercepted again, this one by Hanford Dixon. And Dixon with a chance to take the lead. If I can roll a 3. No, but he will have the ball as Danny White has now been intercepted 1, 2, 3, 4th time as the Cleveland Browns have absolutely dominated Dallas. But Dallas somehow with a Septien field goal is in the lead. Cleveland goes to work. It's going to be 4. 4 is a punt for Cleveland. No, you can't do that. Dallas gets the ball back. 6 is picked off Danny White. Oh my God, at this point I would have benched White, but I don't have a backup quarterback here. Intercepted. We're going to have to say this is, let me think, Cousineau, Banks. Was it Banks? I think Banks was around. I'm going to put Banks. I might be wrong. Banks may not have been around. They've had every opportunity to return a touchdown today, and they haven't gotten it. Okay, does Cleveland have his last drive? They do, but do they run out of time? They do not. So Cleveland with a chance to take the lead here, folks. 8 is punt. No, Cleveland thinks they're going to get the ball back. They punt the ball, hoping Dallas messes this up. Extra drive for Dallas. Do they run out of time? They do. Time, game ends right there. End of game. Dallas does not get their final drive. White throws 4. White throws 5 interceptions against the Cleveland defense. And somehow, Matt Barr missed a field goal, which wouldn't have won him the game anyway, but unbelievable. So Barr missed a field goal in the 4th. That would have made it a closer game, but the reality is, folks, 10-6. Dallas now is 2-0-1. Cleveland in a heartbreaker at home. I mean, if you tell me Cleveland at home is going to intercept Danny White 5 times, I'm going to tell you Cleveland's going to destroy him. And the Dallas defense just would not allow for the Cleveland Browns to get into the red zone much. Let's see here. Cleveland got into the red zone once, twice, 3 times. And Dallas's first score was a defensive score by Walls. That's just crazy. What another great game. Thanks for watching. This has been Drive Time Football by Powder Blue Sports. My 1982 custom set that includes my friends as the coaches from our childhood. And, of course, we've had John join us from the YouTube community. And, unfortunately, he sees his defense. I don't even know what a record would be for Cleveland. That 5 interceptions in a game might be close to a record for the Cleveland defense. But Cleveland has a long and storied history going back all the way to the 1940s AAFC. So there's a good chance Cleveland in their histories definitely had 5 interceptions or more in a game. But what a game. I guarantee you Danny White did not have many 5 interception games. Holy cow. If this had been Status Pro, I'm telling you right now, Ron would have been complaining the whole time. You need to shuffle those cards better. We've seen that 48 6 times. Damn it. You need to shuffle those cards better. I can hear it now from Ronnie. Let me shuffle those cards. All right, everybody. Have a great day. Bye-bye.